Hello class, I am Casey Key in the chapter I chose. For the article portion, I chose the debate in HR. What's the best way to fire someone? Involuntary terminations are initiated by the company when they fire or lay off employees. Voluntary terminations are initiated by the employee when they quit or retire. Turnover should be kept at a minimum whenever possible. It is an expensive yet necessary cost of business. The cost of turnover includes recruiting and training new employees and the loss of productivity during the recruitment phase. The cost of voluntary turnover includes the loss of valuable, talented people, but the cost of involuntary turnover includes possible lawsuits and workplace violence. There are three principles of justice. They are procedural justice, in which employees' judgment that fair methods were used to determine consequences. The second is outcome fairness, in that people's judgment that consequences are just. The last is interactional justice, which is judgment that a company's action took the employee's feelings into account. Progressive discipline is important because it ties into principles of justice with consistency, being ethical, and avoiding bias. It also protects the company in regards to potential wrongful termination and discrimination lawsuits. The progressive discipline steps include an unofficial spoken warning, unofficial written warning, second official written warning, plus threat of temporary suspension. Temporary suspension plus written warning of final chance to approve, and lastly, they are terminated. Job withdrawal has three manifestations. They are behavioral changes, physical job withdrawal, and psychological job withdrawal. Behavioral changes include complaining to the manager, as well as possible conflict and confrontation between the manager and the employee. Physical withdrawal ranges from being late, calling in sick, requesting a transfer, or quitting altogether. Psychological withdrawal manifests by low levels of employee involvement. They come to work, then they leave. They do not participate in activities aside from their scope of work, and they are likely to leave the company at the first opportunity for a better job. Bubba Patuya is the Director of Threat Preparedness at Giddings Protective Security, Inc. They conduct active shooter training for HR teams. He advises for terminations to take place on Wednesdays or midweek. This allows the terminated employee to start their job search immediately rather than bitterly stewing on their termination all week. Some companies still use outdated policies and procedures when it comes to firing employees. They still terminate on Fridays because of how it Question 1. According to the article, which part of the week is best to terminate an employee and what is the reasoning behind it? Question Answer 1. Midweek to allow terminated employee to reach out to potential new The true cost of turnover is replacing lost employees, the cost to train new employees, and the loss of productivity. Principles of justice seeks respectful treatment, fairness, consistent discipline and outcomes, and ethical discipline that is without bias. Progressive discipline gets more severe with each infraction leading up to termination. Job withdrawal is manifested with behavior changes, physical withdrawal, and psychological withdrawal. Job satisfaction happens when an employee perceives that their job meets important values.